All right, now politics over Odisha train tragedy. Congress calling for full-time rail Mantri. In fact, Congress saying don't want someone who moonlights. Karti Chidambaram says Vaishnaw, Ashwini Vaishnaw is moonlighting between portfolios and they want a full-time railway Mantri. In fact, this is the latest in Odisha train tragedy as we see opposition parties stepping up their attack on the BJP. Calling out the BJP, accusing them of negligence, saying that this is the fault of the officials, right from the Mantri to the bottom, accusing Ashwini Vaishnaw of moonlighting. This is one of the Congress netas who claims that Ashwini Vaishnaw is moonlighting between portfolios. The Congress calling for a full-time railway Mantri. Now, as we see, people are still grappling with what's happened. Families there sinking in with this absolute tragedy that's killed nearly 300 people as part of the Odisha train crash. Even as families are coping with this accident, many of them losing their loved ones. And investigation, CBI has taken over investigation into what may have happened. A lot of talk about a possible sabotage angle. Now you have the Congress stepping up their attack, accusing Ashwini Vaishnaw, the railway minister, saying he's moonlighting between portfolios and asking for a full-time Mantri. Congress saying we want a full-time rail Mantri, don't want someone who moonlights. This is Karti who says moonlighting between portfolios, Ashwini Vaishnaw, someone who's moonlighting between portfolios, we want a full-time Mantri. Karti Chidambaram on the phone line with us. Karti, tell us more as you accuse Ashwini Vaishnaw of moonlighting. Give us your premise. Karti, if you can hear me, Nabila, go on.
I can hear you very clearly. If somebody's got two jobs and they do two jobs, it's called moonlighting, isn't it?
Right.
So he's not a full-time minister for either for information technology and communications, neither is he a full-time minister for the railways. And both the portfolios, I think, deserve full-time ministers, and the minister is moonlighting, and I think the Prime Minister must take a call.
Right, you know, in that sense, every minister usually more often than not have multiple portfolios. Your Chief Minister Siddaramaiah himself has about 4 portfolios right now in Karnataka. Does that mean he won't be able to focus on one job?
Let us be very clear. Do you believe that the railways requires a full-time minister or not? Do you believe the information technology requires a full-time minister or not? A minister for the whole Union of India. So let's not compare this with a state government where the chief minister is handling some few other portfolios other than general administration. Let's not confuse ourselves. Let's not belittle the fact that the huge crisis which the railways is apparently facing because of the fantasy schemes of the Prime Minister get priority over safety of passengers. And that's exactly why this crisis has happened. And don't we deserve a full-time minister even now, at least now?
Where do you think the BJP has lacked, why do you accuse the railway minister of negligence here? As part of the investigation, it seems like a technical glitch. There seems to be some kind of sabotage that there is buzz around, but there's no proof on that. Give us your understanding on the negligence as part of the ministry under Ashwini Vaishnaw.
Where did I say the ministry? All I said is we need somebody with full-time attention. Did I use the word negligence anywhere in my tweet? No. Did I use the word negligence in anything I've said to you? No. You use that word. I have not said anything at all. All I said is India deserves a full-time railway minister, and the priority of the railways must be passenger safety and not the fantasy programs of the Prime Minister, who's obsessed with speed, who probably wants to keep on telling the world that he's cutting down journey time while compromising passenger safety. So the focus of the railways must be in filling up the technical jobs. There are 77,000 vacancies in the railways of technical jobs which the railways has not fixed. They are outsourcing those jobs. We do not know the competencies of people who are from these outsourced agencies. There must be full-time recruitment by the railways. The railways is a storied organization with tremendous technical capacity, and that must be preserved and built upon. And for that, we need a full-time railway minister who focuses only on the issues of the railways, which I think is a job by itself. That's exactly what I said. I have not used the word negligence on part of the minister anywhere, so please do not misquote me.
Part of the ministry. Now, I'm not misquoting you. This is the Congress's stance. You've been claiming that this is the fault of the government. They have not been responsible enough to do periodic checks. This is the stand of the government, of the opposition, the Congress, and which is why I asked you where, in your view, has the ministry been irresponsible? You did list out a few on vacancies that's not been filled as yet. And a lot more
No, there are
that we've heard.
not a few vacancies. There are no few vacancies. There are 77,000 vacancies, not a few vacancies. Please listen to me. A full-fledged technical investigation will only reveal what actually happened led to this mishap. But this government wants to immediately jump the gun and give it to the CBI with a criminal investigation. There must be first a technical inquiry. The technical inquiry must establish the cause of the accident. Then if there is any reason to believe there was a criminal act, then it should go to the CBI, not to the CBI in the first instance. The CBI does not have the competency to investigate a technical issue. Only the railways itself is fully competent. Now, there should have been a departmental inquiry by the railways itself, which should have first come to some sort of finding. And based on that finding, if there was any kind of a criminal angle or a suspicion of a criminal activity which led to this kind of an accident,
you're not satisfied with the CBI probe into this?
CBI is only a smoke screen to divert the attention and to distract the people from their own misadministration of the safety protocols of the railway and trying to give it another angle even before they came to any kind of conclusion.
Right. Karthi, thank you very much for joining us on that. This is the Congress Neta who's put it out on a social media platform and speaks to us as well, insisting that India needs a full-time railway minister, not unlike the one that we have, Ashwini Vaishnaw. He accuses Ashwini Vaishnaw of moonlighting between portfolios. In fact, this is Karthi Chidambaram, who criticizes the BJP government for this Odisha train tragedy that's taken place, highlighting a list of unfulfilled responsibilities as part of the ministry that he just spoke.